What up, though? What's good? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's up, party people? This is a Panthers post game live stream. I am your boy Dunk, aka Aaron Duncan. Where's my right here? Founder and host of a necessary bluntness sports talk. Recap and analysis of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL is what goes down on this here channel. We have a post game live stream. We're talking about the Panthers versus the Saints. You saw the title. Panthers got smoked. They got smoked, people. They got smoked the long way. Smoked the long way today by the Saints. 47-10 was the final score. Panthers give up almost 50. Almost 50 in week one. Almost 50. It's tough, man, because I understand there was a lot of questions, a lot of unknowns, a lot of expectations, a lot of low expectations, a lot of optimism. But I think a lot of it today was a reality check. Today was a reality check, man. We didn't really have an idea, and you don't. And I think Thielen said it. Thielen said it. He said that you don't really know what type of team you have until you actually get on the field. And it's the truth. You don't. So today was supposed to be a measuring stick. Not a measuring stick, because we don't really know where the Saints are, but it was just supposed to give us a feel for where we are. On paper, it felt like a winnable game going in. The Saints, they had some struggles during preseason. Dennis Allen is thought to be on the hot seat. Derek Carr seemed a little bit past his years. So on paper, it looked like it was something that potentially a team that the Panthers had a chance to knock off. So we're going to break it down in this video, man. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to get to. I see y'all sounding off in the comments. What up, though, to everybody? It's so many, I can't even catch up. It's so many, I can't catch up. But I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna get into it today because it's week one. But I personally thought today, just looking back, and I knew how it was, and I discussed it a little bit before. And I discussed it before about the Saints being a test because their style of play. And I think today was the perfect storm for a disaster. And that's exactly what happened. Because there were questions, of course, that, okay, hey, we discussed, what about preseason? Should they play in preseason? Should they not? I said it here. I said, hey, man, there's no evidence that playing in preseason guarantees success or failure. There is none. There's no data out there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we gonna see. I was like, everybody has different approaches. Some good coaches don't play. Good coaches play them in preseason. But I thought that, hey, I mean, this is a different coach. He's doing something outside the box. Let's give him a chance. We gonna see. I said, give him a chance. I didn't really feel strongly one way or the other about it. But when you come out and perform like you did today, it leaves the door open for questions. 1,000%. 1,000%. And those are all fair. I can't say you're wrong about the preseason because the door is open. They left the door open. You come out flat. You come out making miscommunications. It is what it is. And so you leave the door open. You leave the door open. So early on, man, it just was it was perfect storm. Because what the Saints do defensively is they're very aggressive. They disguise a lot of looks. They play super fast, super hard on that turf. They get up in your face. They play man coverage. They force the issue. They speed you up. So I'm not even sure that playing in preseason would have prepared them for what the Saints had in store for today anyway. I'm not sure. Because one, this team overall isn't that deep and isn't that talented. If you haven't seen that today, you know now. The team today, there's only so much you can do. Yes, you can maximize your talent, but what we talked about, there's deficiencies on this roster talent-wise. Is there enough to compete? Yes. Or be competitive? Excuse me. Yes. But there's clear deficiencies up and down this roster. Clearly. And so, like I said, today was just a perfect storm for that. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to this stream. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. We got 244 people watching right now. Please give the video a thumbs up. If you have not, it really helps me out in the algorithm. Please give the video a thumbs up. If you'd like to support the channel, you can leave a super chat as well. I really appreciate that on my independent creator grind. But I just think it was just a perfect storm. Blitzes, disguises, man coverage, just aggressiveness, the noise that was going on, the communication issues. There's just certain things that you really can't prepare for. You know? But here we are. So let's just talk about the beginning of the game. And I'm gonna just talk through. I'm gonna talk through things. So we kick off the football to receive it in the second half, and I don't know what I expected. I didn't have high expectations for our defense. I didn't. I knew that pass rush wise we were lacking. I knew that cornerback wise we were lacking. The fact that we brought in so many corners. At the last minute, that's not normal. But my goodness, man, the defense, man, we thought that they would be better against the run. They couldn't tackle Kamara. They couldn't tackle Taysom Hill on the first drive. Like, Taysom Hill kept moving the chains. Like, we were getting pushed. Our defensive line was getting bullied. There was some bogus calls from holding that weren't called, but you got to play through it. They weren't. They were getting pushed around up front. Kamara was getting to the second level at will. Taysom Hill, you know what's coming when he's in the backfield, and we still letting Taysom Hill make plays. This is going on, what, year 4, 5 in a row? I'm so tired of Taysom Hill. I'm so tired of Taysom Hill. He's probably my new least favorite Saint. And that says a lot because Cam Jordan has been a mainstay. Like, it was bad. And then you end up putting that cherry on top with Derek Carr with a bomb downfield to Rashid Shaheed with a blown coverage. A blown coverage. You see J.C. Horn trailing, pointing, getting upset. I know a lot of fans were mad. They thought that J.C. Horn gave up on the play when the guy was stumbling. I don't disagree, but I think he was just so pissed off. He just let it get the best of him and didn't try to get him down to 1. Because you saw Jordan Fuller bite up on the crossing route. It was cover 3. The safety was supposed to be in the middle of the field. You saw J.C. Horn trying to pass it off. And he ends up trailing. J.C. Horn tried to carry him to the middle. It's Bonds Over Baghdad. You can strike up the band, whatever you want to call it, play the fight song, and you're down 7-0 right away. Right away. And that one hurt because you thought that we were going to be able to do some things maybe to make Derek Carr uncomfortable. But like that first bomb, see a blown coverage, it's like, man, like, bro, come on. Like, whatever. So then we turn around and we get the ball on offense. So Dave Canales says that he wants to be stubborn with the run. We're coming out on the road. I'm cool. I'm cool with coming out firing, I guess, trying to establish something. And you go play action. And then Bryce Young airmails a crossing route to Deontay Johnson, and it's picked off. It's picked off. The first play. And so my jaw is hit the floor. I'm shocked. Because before you even could blink, you know what I'm saying? The Panthers are down 7-0 on the road, and now they're throwing a pick. And they just airmailed it. And so you're like, okay, what is going on? Like, what is going on? And I think that really took the air out of a lot of people. Fans for sure. But it took the air out. It was just like, man, shell shock because the defense just got off the field from getting their butt whooped, and now they got to go right back on the following play. That's not complimentary football that we talked about. That's not complimentary football, ball control, protecting the clock, keeping the defense off the field so they don't have to do whatever because we know they have shortcomings. That's not complimentary ball. That's not. And so right away, we in the 7-0 hole, and we already got a turnover on the first play. Congrats to the defense. They end up holding to a field goal. But now we're in trouble because you're down 10-0 before you can even spell Dave Canales. And you almost throw out the whole script. We run one play, but it feels like we have to throw out the whole script. Because we're supposed to be running the ball, being stubborn, trying to protect Bryce, trying to stop dropping back as many times because we don't want to have Bryce under pressure a lot. Balance, all this good stuff that we thought would be a game plan and building off the run. But you almost, when it comes to game flow, yes, you don't want to abandon the run that early, but the way these coaches are, they have no discipline. These coaches have no discipline. This is not just Canales. This is every coach in the league. They're going to abandon the run for the most part. They're going to abandon the run. And then you turn it into a drop back game, and that's just not how we're not built to do that. That's just not where Bryce Young is at right now. That's not the O-line we have. That's not the personnel we have on the outside. That's not the personnel we have at quarterback. We're just not built for that right now. We're not a very talented team overall to get into a drop back game. Like, That's just not where we're at. And they like I said, it felt like they abandoned the game plan and the game script. We down 10-0. You know? And so you're already in this hole that you really, of course you don't plan for it, but you're already in this hole that you don't have enough talent to overcome multiple possessions in a game. We're just not that type of team. We're not that type of team to overcome multiple possessions in a game. We don't have the defense to consistently get stops. We don't have the offense to explode, like to move the ball down the field like that, at least not right now. We're just not there. And so it's tough to watch, and you can almost see the rest of the game coming. It felt like last year where when they get down multiple possessions, it feels like the writing is on the wall. And I hate that helpless feeling. Because like I said, the Saints, they have a good defense, man. They have a good defense, and we play right into their hands. Get physical, play man coverage on the outside, speed up the clock of the quarterback with blitzes and disguises, get up on the scoreboard so you can take away the run game, because the run game, we abandoned it. And so it was downhill for there. What, by the end of the first quarter, it was 17-0. And it's just crazy, man. Like, I don't think and nobody really, I don't think anybody saw this coming, because I don't think anybody thought the Saints would put up 47 points. 47 points is crazy. 47 points is crazy. But here we are. You guys, please give the video a thumbs up if you have not. I see y'all in the chat. We got a good amount of people watching. I appreciate everybody tuning in to this post-game reaction. Please, please, please give the video a thumbs up. You know? But the Panthers finished with 20 rushes for 58 yards. 2.9 yards per carry. Because offensively, even when we finally got a completion. We finally got a completion. Nice pass by Bryce to Thielen. We moved the sticks. Feels like we're trying to start to put a drive together, even though it feels like it's probably over at that point. We try to put a drive together. Nice on 3rd and short. A nice little run play to Miles Sanders. We fake the zone read and we pitch it out to him. He gets upfield, gains 14 yards. Nope. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Jatavian Sanders holding on the outside. It wasn't necessary either. He could have let him go. He could have let him go. But it just hurt, because after that you get a sack. And then now you got to punt. And now you put your defense back out there Boom, 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 boom. You give up another touchdown. More Kamara left, Kamara right. Defensively, man, like it was so bad, man. Like the pass rush was non-existent. And we're gonna give the offenses just due, but the defense, I think the defense, we had low expectations, but they were even worse. They were even worse than what I expected. You know, like the missed tackles, getting out of your gap, the edge rushers not containing the edges. I saw Ikuliota, who started, by the way, instead of DJ Johnson, give up the edge. He made one play, 2 plays later. But just some of the fundamentals of the defense, it just didn't seem like an Ejiro deal. Like Ejiro's defense is supposed to be scheme over talent. The players are supposed to be able to just do their job. If people just do their job, stuff happens. It just felt like we were on our heels the whole game. The defense was on their heels the whole game. And you know, sometimes you want, like, some defenses, like at least the Saints, they're aggressive. For whatever the shortcomings they do have, they're going to try to dictate what the offense does. They're not going to sit there and sit back. And that may just be the style of Ejiro's defense. But it just felt like we were sitting back and letting them do whatever they want. We weren't trying to blitz. We weren't trying to mix up coverage. We weren't trying to like do anything to like throw them off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to like blitz to try to maybe blitz on first down. You get a negative play, you get them into obvious pass downs. But if they're always on schedule because you're letting Kamara get 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on first down, you're going to always be on your heels. So just sitting back there and just letting stuff happen to you, it just felt helpless for the defense. And like, offensively, the Panthers, we've had some bad offenses. But like, yo, the defense, bro, this is bad. This is bad. It's bad, yo. They got everything they wanted across the middle, where our linebackers weren't getting deep enough. Every time they ran a crossing route across the middle, it felt like Josie Jewell was $1 short. And the pass is going just out of his reach. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good deep. Like, I don't know. I hope they get better defensively, because tackling can easily be improved with more time. I'm gonna chalk that up to maybe rust. But they couldn't tackle Taysom. They couldn't tackle Tyreek. Alvin Kamara. It was just bad, bro. And it's tough when you have no pass rush, bro. Like, that's literally the most helpless thing in the world. When you can't stop anything, you got to be able to stop something. Take something away. Even if you load the box and get cooked deep, take away something. Take away something, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, you sit there and give them everything they want. And so whatever button they were pushing, you made Derek Carr. Derek Carr was back there looking like prime Dan Marino. All day to throw. All day to throw, picking the team apart. Touch passes, the long ball. He was checking it down when he wanted to, hitting the tight ends at will. And it's tough, man. Because the pass rush, man, Clowney, he was getting held. I'm not going to lie. He was getting held. But having him as the only guy to anchor our defense up front on the pass rush, I had my doubts. But today was just my worst fear. My worst fear realized. He was getting double teamed. He was getting held. He was getting put through the ringer. And I told you guys, he's 30-something years old. He didn't play that many snaps in Baltimore. He could not be counted on fully to be the main guy full time. He's a good pass rusher. But at the same time, you can't rely on somebody on that side of 30 to be your only pass rush. It's easy. It's too easy to take away one pass rusher. We saw that last year with Brian Burns. It's too easy to neutralize. It's too easy to neutralize that. It's going to be a long year for that. It's going to be a long year for the only threat. But I appreciate you guys watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you have not. If you're not new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed. We do Panthers content. We are reacting to this dismal Panthers versus Saints game. But like the defense, not stout up front versus the run, no pressure versus the pass. The coverage, way too soft. Nobody was being aggressive out there. They were going at Mike Jackson all day. He held his own except that PI. But both sides of the football, all three sides of the football, excuse me. Railroaded. And I'm going to get back to the offense. I'll save it them for last. Because even the special teams got whooped. Even the special teams got whooped, yo. This is a thorough all-around beatdown, yo. A thorough all-around beatdown. We almost gave up a punt return for a touchdown. Most of our kickoff returns were getting smacked inside the 20. End up with a blocked punt. Like, yo, literally, the only thing we were missing on special teams was a missed field goal. I'm surprised they didn't really give Eddie a chance. But the only thing missing to make the day worse for special teams was Eddie missing a field goal. But that didn't happen. But special teams, we got worked. Like I said, continuously losing the field position battle. This was crazy. And I put this one up there. I haven't seen this one. This is probably one of the worst ones I've seen since that Bengals, 2022 Bengals under Wilkes, when Joe Mixon had like 4 touchdown runs on us. I think the Bengals sat their starters in the third quarter. We got some garbage time touchdowns from Baker, but that was PJ Walker's last start, if I'm not mistaken. I think we went 3 and out every drive in the first half. If it wasn't for special teams, that would have been the worst one. But the special teams getting whooped today gave today game the cake. Special teams today gave it a cake. That was the icing on the cake because we got destroyed. So we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on the kickoff return strategy, the all these new pieces that they brought in off the waiver wire for play special teams. We got to find them. Like Sam Franklin is not coming back anytime soon. Somebody's got to step up on special teams, and it ain't just one person. A bunch of people got to step up. It sucks, man. But let's get back to the offense, man. Bryce just never seemed comfortable, man. He never seemed comfortable. And we're gonna break down the tape and see what was going on down the field, because it's hard to see that watching the TV copy, of course. But even in the scramble drill, when he was buying time, either nobody was open. I'm sorry, it's a fly in here or something. Or he was airmailing guys in the scramble drill. Airmailing guy. I'm like, bro, the scramble drill is supposed to be where you at least make your money. He couldn't hit them. It was just a horrible, no good, very bad day for Bryce. Just flat out pathetic. And it's 13 for 30, 161 yards, 2 picks, sacked 4 times, 1 rushing touchdown. 4 rushes, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. Not going to get it done. Like I said, it was the perfect storm. The way the Saints play, that man coverage, the blitzes, speeding up a quarterback's process and count, but also getting in the face so like every throw is tight. There's not a lot of room when unless you get blatantly beat in man coverage, especially if you're playing press. There's not a lot of room. You have to be on point, on time. Your receivers have to make plays. It's just a perfect disaster. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Luke Cage, on the super chat. Said it's not an overreaction. As a Bryce supporter, I can say that boy is putrid and the Panthers suck. Don't post no more training camp content. We done seen. You said ain't no fly in there. The Panthers stink, bro. Stink bad, bro. It's a gnat in here. I don't know how that. It's a gnat. I don't know where that gnat came from. But maybe it's ironic. Maybe the Panthers do stink that bad that my merch. I got this JC jersey on and this fresh hat. Maybe the fly knows. Maybe the fly knows. But you guys make sure you get a video thumbs up if you have not. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new to the channel. We appreciate you guys watching. So, yeah, man. And the thing is, bro, and Bryce is going to take the blame because he's the quarterback. But like, man, this is bad. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, if you're a Bryce hater, this is 93 premium. This is 93 premium. If you're a Bryce hater, I'm personally not out on Bryce yet because it's one game. And I know you say it's been stuff before, but it's one game. It's a lot of football left. It's a lot of football left. And we got to take it week by week. We got to take it week by week. We're gonna judge the tape, of course. We're gonna move on to next week because there's a game next week. The best thing about it is there's a game next week, and this 30-point beatdown ain't got nothing, ain't gonna have no effect on next week's scoreboard. Ain't nothing that happened in this game gonna affect the Panthers next week. That's the bright side. They have a chance to start over from scratch and do it all over again. They gotta flush it. In their head, this is gonna tell me a lot. Because Dave Canales is a new coach. We heard the positivity. We're gonna see. We said we gonna see. We gotta see how they gonna respond next week, because they have to show up. I mean, y'all don't have to watch. Y'all don't have to watch. But the team has to show up and play. The team has to show up and play. And they're not gonna duck their head. They gotta flush it. Will they flush it? We're gonna find out what the team made of. We're gonna find out what the team made of. They gotta flush it. They can't let this game linger more than 24 hours. They get 24 hours to feel sorry for themselves. And they gotta move on. So we're gonna find out what they got. We're gonna find out the kumbaya, positivity, how it hits. Because they gotta show up next week. I'm gonna be watching. The Chargers are coming. It's a home game, home opener. The season just getting started. We haven't played a home game yet. So the players got to show up next week. They got to show up. So look, it's something that we're gonna find out a lot about the team. Not saying they're gonna win. I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm not saying, come on, guys, rah, 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 keep the faith. I'm not going to gas y'all up like that. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Y'all clearly sounding off in the chat. But there's a lot of things that got to get fixed as the team overall. Like, as bad as Bryce was, there's plenty of blame to go around. And that's the sad part about it. There's not even a lot of positives to bring out of that game. Maybe you can pull out the fact that Xavier Legette had a couple opportunities, made some catches. So that's maybe the positive thing you could pull out, but it's not a lot of positives. So you could flush it. You could burn it. You can forget it happened. But we're going to find out a lot how they come out next week, because Harbaugh and them, they're going to try to run the ball. They probably saw that tape today. They're going to be looking at this tape today. And they're going to be licking their chops, looking at how that team got beat up and punked by the Saints today. Oh, not just on offense, not just on defense, not just on special teams. All around, the team got punked. Harbaugh and them want to run the ball. They want to fly around on defense. So how do they respond? How do they respond? Because one game is not going to write the story on the season. We're going to have to assess how everything is as a whole. We'll see what the plan is for Bryce. But Dave Canales, they're gonna assess a full body of work. That's what I would expect. Because Bryce has to shake back. Like I said, it was just a perfect storm. And we talked about the footwork, the fundamentals and stuff. Like, what is it? What happens when stuff gets going? Like, do you revert back to what you know? Or do you stick with your fundamentals? And it looked like he reverted back to the stuff from before. So you have to hope that he's not broken. That's what you got to be hoping. If you actually want to root for the team this year, you got to hope he's not broken. Because to be real, it behooves the Panthers that Bryce Young works out long term. And I know all of y'all want Bryce off the team. Y'all want to draft the quarterback, but I think today should have been a perspective on how far away the team is talent-wise and where there's some shortcomings. The team doesn't just need a quarterback. When you put another young quarterback on this team, it's going to be the same story all over again. So it's about elevating the talent overall. But I don't want to get too far ahead. I don't want to get too far ahead. Because everybody don't play like the Saints play. The Saints, they defense put on the clinic today. A young quarterback, when you make the team one-dimensional with a young quarterback, you got a play caller that's only, this is game 19 for him as a play caller, not including preseason. There's going to be growing pains at times, unfortunately. And he said, Canales said that. He said what? It's a journey. Is that what he said? He said it's a journey. Unfortunately, where we're at right now with the owner, David Tepper, fans don't want to hear it's a journey. Fans don't want to hear it's going to take time, unfortunately. It's been time. But I actually feel bad for Dave because his employer has created this atmosphere of where fans don't want to hear that. But I thought overall, man, like the offense, man, it just, I don't know. Like I said, it was a perfect storm. But let's talk about Jonathan Mingo, man. I was disappointed in him today, man. It really let me down. And I'm not even gonna cook like Mingo like that, man. It just he had a great offseason after a struggling rookie year. Put in the work. I was poised to like be like, okay, man, I was too harsh on Mingo. The bounce back year is here. But the ball security today, man, it just it was so frustrating because like it was actually a nice little Mingo hadn't really got involved, but it was a nice little play call by Canales to get Mingo involved on the end around. And it wasn't even like a helmet hitting the ball. It was just ripped out. And that really, it let me down, man. I'm not going to lie. Because ball security is not even something that you really like worry about with a receiver all the time. It's not something you really want to worry about. But I said it on Twitter that he's got the ball security of rookie year DJ Moore. Y'all remember how DJ Moore was fumbling like that as a rookie? That's how DJ Moore used to fumble. And then he finally gets another chunk play in the scramble drill. He could have ran out of bounds. He is flipped. The ball was turned loose before he flipped. And what I noticed is that after that, The coaches put in Leggett. I mean, it was only, what, 2 or 3 more drives? But Leggett was in there pretty much for the most part. So it's just ball security, man. It's fundamental stuff. But like I said, I did see Excel get involved. But I didn't think the offensive line was horrible. Just off my first look. Yes, they had some blown blitz pickups, overloads where they brought more than we could block. We didn't always sort out the zone blitzes, so there was a couple of those. But I thought overall they weren't that bad. We had one holding call. I think it was by Icky, a holding. No illegal formations, no false starts. So I guess that's something kind of positive. But they got to figure it out, man. They got to figure it out. Because the thing is, it's still early in the season. It is. There's a lot of football left to play. It may not get better. It may get worse. It's hard for me to see it getting worse, but it may get worse. But the Falcons, they only scored 10 points. The Bears, they didn't score an offensive touchdown. Joe Burrow, they lost to New England, who people thought would be the worst in football. The Giants are the Giants. Vegas scored 10. So everybody's got, there's some people that got a lot of soul searching to do across the league. Excuse me. Shoot. A lot of soul searching to be done. Most of it here in Carolina. Because it's bad. Today was a letdown. I think everybody was kind of excited for football to be back. And this performance was just a big letdown. So, like, everybody wants their pound of flesh. Everybody's nailing Bryce to the cross. Like I said, I'm not out on Bryce just yet. Yeah, I'm gonna assess as we go. But we're assessing his body of work. It is what it is. It is what it is. We got to figure out what it is. Like I said, they're going to evaluate Bryce. It's in their best interest to do what they can to make Bryce work and to be sure that Bryce isn't the answer. Because, like I said, this team, they're not going to be they're not in the business of being able to draft another quarter. I just don't see it. The way this team is built, they need Bryce to work. Drafting a QB to this bad team is not going to work. You have to build this team up for any quarterback they try to bring in. So we're going to assess. We're going to assess the body of work. Because today is not a good day. More of these days and your time as the starting quarterback will not be long. More days like this, and the time of starting quarterback will not be long. But I have a feeling that Coach Canales and the whole coaching staff will probably take a lot of responsibility for today's outcome. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened, but I feel like they will. I feel like there may be some trepidation on them in the whole offseason managing injuries and preseason. They probably feel a little second guessing on that. But for all three phases to fail, I feel like coaching is probably going to take a lion's share of the blame when it comes to the locker room. That's just my thoughts and feelings. I feel like when all three phases play that bad, look that discombobulated, I think the coaches will take the lion's share of the blame for today's outcome. Because Bryce Young wasn't missing tackles. Bryce Young wasn't covering kicks. Bryce Young wasn't blowing coverages. There's just a lot of bad that came out of today that I think the coaches are gonna have to go back to the drawing board themselves. Everybody on that plane is gonna have to do some soul searching. Starting with Bryce Young. You know, today was bad, man. It was bad. And so, like I said, we'll watch the tape. We'll break it down. We'll talk about it. We'll be right back here next weekend on Sunday talking about the next one. We'll be back again next Sunday talking about the next one. Y'all gonna be back in the comments next week yelling? Either happy or sad. One of the two. So we'll see what happens. Let me get up off here, man. Sunday Night Football's kicking off. Like I said, Panthers news, whatever news came out of tomorrow, video tomorrow. And of course, film breakdown. And then we're back at it again next week. On to the next one. 24, 48 hour rule. We flush it. We keep it pushing. You guys make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching, man. I'm out of here. I'll see you next time. I ain't no group therapist. Because I'm sad too. I'm sad too. I need support myself. Y'all ain't helping. But we keep pounding. We keep it moving. We do what's on the inside collar of this jersey. We keep pounding, right? All right. Well, I'm out of here, man. Love y'all.